So sit in any comfortable position, Ardha Padmasan or full lotus, Siddhasan, Sukhasan, Swastikasan, Vajrasan, Virasan, Gomukhasan. These are all really good meditative postures. And whichever comfortable position that keeps your back straight, your Merudanda is straight, perpendicular to the ground, the neck is straight, the chin is parallel to the ground, and the hands are at the heart center. It's called the Pranam Mudra. There's three Homkaras. Take a deep breath. Sarvepi Sukhina Santu. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kashid Dukhamapnuyat. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karvavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll chant Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayata. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tatsavitur-varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayata. Om Bhur-bhuvasvaha Tatsavitur-varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayata. Om Bhur-bhuvasvaha Tatsavitur-varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayata. Om Bhur-bhuvasvaha Tatsavitur-varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayata. Gently put your palms on the knees, Chin Mudra. Open your eyes. And rub your palms, the soft part of your hands, palms on the eyelids, very gently. And look deep into the Chidakash. So every time you take a deep look into the Chidakash, we are actually looking into our subconscious, down the spine, down the Merudanda, down the Sushumna Nadi. That's what they say. So the reason I chanted Gayatri Mantra today, tomorrow is Father's Day, and Father is the one who gives you the Gayatri Mantra when you go through the Upanayan sanskaras, or the Munja, as they call it in Maharashtra. So remembering your fathers. Today, we are going to do some, of course, we have to warm up. We'll do some Suryanamaskar, but we'll do some supine poses. And if we get time, we'll do some prone poses as well. And but we'll start with some. uh, we may introduce some chair today. All right. So just the chair twists. I'll teach you another technique of using the chair to twist, which is very easy. You can practice that in your spare time. Doesn't really need a lot of effort or anything. Okay. So, and then we'll go into pranayam, and then we'll do some little bit of meditation. Okay, at the end. So having said that, you will need belt. If you have a belt, you will need blocks, and you will need at least one chair. Okay, so let's get up and warm up. Let's see if I can come close a little bit. Clasp your hands. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. Clasp your hands and stretch upward, where the biceps and your earlobes will connect. And then once you're in this position, spread your toes a little bit apart, keep your heels together. The toes are about, I would say, at 30 degrees to each other, okay? So just to be very specific about it. And then rise on your toes, keep the heels together, pick a point and stretch. Stretch as much as you can. Just get this tamasi vritti that we collected through the night. Let all that dissipate. Okay, let's do one more time. Now this time, clasp your hands in the other direction. That means put the other index finger on top and then pull it, and then go up again. Stretch, 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 and come down. Very nice. Okay, and then we'll do some typical jogging that we do. So start jogging on the spot. And as you turn to the side, see if you can kick your butts at the back. So the heels are touching your sits bones or your butts. I think that'll be great. This will get the heart rate going, and you may break a little bit of sweat, which is very, very essential to doing yoga poses later on, so you really may not hurt yourself. So that's why warm-up is very, very important. Okay. Now put your hands here, the elbows at 90 degrees, and see if you can okay, and then skip. Very good. And stop. Take a deep breath and blow through your nose. And we just created a whirlwind in the body. And the body is waking up. And observe from inside. Very objectively, just sit there at the center. Sit at the center of that circle. And just observe what is happening at the extremities. What is happening at the mind and body level. Observe the fingertips. You may get some tingling sensations at the fingertips. The blood is gushing everywhere. Your palm chakra is active, so you may get some tingling sensations there. And the chakras at the fingertips are active as well. So there is a level of physiology that is activated, but some psychic levels are activated at the same time. And observe that the body is swinging from left to the right, front to the back, sometimes in circles, sometimes in infinity signs. And imagine that golden thread, the crown of your head, all the way to the center of the heels. And that thread is straight, or is that thread wavering? Is that moving? And that is the center of your body that kind of expands in both directions. And feel the sensations at the feet, at the soles of your feet, how the body is trying to balance itself. But all this swing is typically related to the swings of the mind, the winds of the mind, the thoughts, the wandering mind. And there's a direct correlation between the mind and the body. This is how much the mind influences the body right here. Okay, so I think we've come back to normalcy. We'll do some head rolls real quick. And I'm going to sit in Vajrasana right in front of you. I will do the head roll right here in Vajrasana. So keep your back straight. Put your hands on your knees, facing down, and let the head drop. Gently drop so that it exerts, the chin starts exerting a little bit of pressure against your chest. And feel that stretch in the neck at the back. A little bit of movement in the ball socket. And then while maintaining this connection with the chin and the chest, see how far you can maintain that. And then you lift it up and see if your ears can touch the shoulders. If it doesn't matter, you know, and let the head hang at the back. And go to the left side and come back. And then do one more round. And the third round. And let's go the opposite way. Keep your back straight while doing this. And another thing to remember is when you're rolling the head, keep your tongue to the roof of your mouth So the tongue also gets a little bit of massage. It gets stretched internally along the canal. Okay. Then we're going to do shoulders. So clasp your hands and put them on your tummy and close your wings tight like this. Stretch so that the whole chest opens up. Okay. Open it up like this and then just move your shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Then to the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Okay. Now let's get up and go back to where we were. We'll do some hip rolling. So put your hands on the hips. Feet are about 2 feet apart from my height, so you can decide for yours. I normally say that think about your height because everybody's height is different. So put the hands on the chest, on the waist, and then spread your arms apart like this. Go in a parallel line, and then we're going to do some dynamic twisting. So those who haven't attended my class before, just be careful. This can be a little bit exert you along the spine, it could hurt you. So just take it very, very easy, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist, keeping my hand straight, and at this point, I'll fold my arm, and then the back hand keeps on going. I'm observing the tip of my middle finger, and I'm exhaling forcefully like you're blowing your nose, okay? So watch me if you've never done this, okay? That should be good. About 20 rounds is what you need to wake up your wake up your abdomen. Okay, put your hands on the waist, and then we're going to draw hula hoop rings. So with your waist, you will draw round circles on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Then we come to the knees. So put your feet together, put your calf muscles together, your knees together, as though we only have one leg. Okay, that is one leg. And then you bend a little bit. How much you're going to bend? If I were to draw a tangent right here from the caps, it should not go beyond your front toe, the big toe. Okay, so having done that, you're going to draw circles with the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Now, put your hands parallel to the ground. Stay the previous, your leg position as is, and then go down. Breathe out as you go down. Keep your knees together as much as you can. Don't lift your heels at the back. And then sit. Completely keep the knees together. Okay, here you go. And come back up. One more time. Go down. Keep the knees together. They will tend to fall apart. And your heels should be on the ground. And come up. Very good. So we are now ready for the Suryanamaskar. Okay, stand on the front of the mat. Leave about 8 inches of space or 9 inches of space, depending how big your head is. Join your palms at the heart center. And in the last class, we talked about Samastiti. Rest your chin gently onto the index finger. And this could be a version of Tadasana. See how your body is swinging from side to side. The feet should be together down there. And close your eyes. So, summer means balance. We talked about balance last time. I think I'm going to continue the balance series a little bit today. And balancing the mind, balancing the body, balancing the psychic system, and eventually going beyond the balance into the realm of infinity, into the realm of tranquility through balance. So samasthiti is very important. Let's not undermine this thing. Here's where the mind starts. The moment you stand still, the mind starts wandering. Starts planning the day, starts thinking about work, start thinking about kids, family, whatever problems we have, starts going in those directions. So it's extremely important that the mind stays where the body is. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pihitam mukham tatvam pushan apavranu satyadharmaya drishtaye. Om Ram Mitraya Namaha. Slide your palms down to the navel. Keep the heels of your palm together. So you'll feel a little bit of stretch in your forearms. And then put your hand out and breathe in and come up. Bring your hands upward. Connect to the biceps. And then push your hips forward. And at some point, your hips will stop moving. That's when you drop your head and look at your own thumbs. Put your entire attention to the Vishuddhi Chakra right here. Vishuddhi Chakra is responsible for your thyroids, and it is very essential that we make that active. All these glands play a very, very important role in the balance of your body as well. Balance meaning the internal balance of your secretions and everything. The doctors probably will tell you more about it. And then as you bend forward, your attention is going to shift from the Vishuddhi Chakra to the Swadhisthana Chakra. The Swadhisthana is responsible for the abdominal activities at the psychic level, of course. And it's also responsible for your desires. And the color of that chakra is orange. So when you're bending down here, now here, this is a very important, this is the first inversion as we get into the Suryanamaskar. And if you think about the cycle of 12 steps as the day, as how the sun rises. And so when we started from here, the sun is rising here. So we are at the peak of our Suryanamaskar position, while the sun is at its lowest point. You see the difference? So imagine that the sun is at the horizon. That's when you start with your first position. As you go down, the sun is moving upward into the sky, which is traversing to the sky. And so when you come to Padahastasana right here, it has risen a little bit above and your head is going down. You're moving towards, more, I would say, surrendering positions into it. As you surrender to the sun, you surrender here, right here, into the Ananta Samapati. Prayatna Shaitilyam Ananta Samapati. So drop all the effort, okay? Here, we're not really effort centric. We are surrender centric. So surrender into this. Now, surrendering is not an action. So surrendering is the complete acceptance of the moment. Accept this moment in its entirety. And the moment you do that, you completely accept the entire existence out there, to the farthest star, the farthest galaxy. The moment there and the moment in here is the same. I'm not talking about chronological time, I'm talking about just the moment which is infinite. So let's surrender in this moment. And in that surrendering, you probably will realize you've gone deeper into the position a little bit. And then drop your head and look at your own knees. Keep your eyes open. And if there is pain, it should be growing pain and not acute. If you have any kind of acute pains in the back, please do not do this exercise. But a normal pain, acceptable pain is all right. Okay, so when you accept that pain, in that acceptance that we talked about, everything is included, your pains, your sorrow, your sicknesses, everything, your pleasurable moments, all of that is part of this moment right here. Okay, now put your left foot back with a nice lunge right here. All right, adjust your position if you want to. See that you have a nice grip at the back, and then settle your left knee down. Make sure your middle finger, your big toe is in one line, they're parallel to the front edge of the mat. And we come to Ashwasanchalanasana. So now the sun has risen even further. It is going upward and upward, and we are going downward and downward in the Suryanamaskar. The Agnya Chakra is the focus of this Ashwasanchalanasana. And Agnya Chakra is the command center, the third eye. It is directly related to the pineal gland inside. But the Agnya Chakra also has direct correlation with the Mooladhara Chakra down there. So they're both very, very connected. The more you practice Agnya Chakra, the more it starts getting into the Kundalini, realm. Okay, so in this position, let's just look out, pick a point, and just look with complete attention. Not concentration, but complete attention. They're completely opposite to each other. Attention is fully inclusive of everything, that entire moment that we talked about of the existence is in this attention right here. So you're looking at something, but you're not seeing anything. You look, but you don't see. You look, you don't see. So in that looking, something deeper happens at the Agnya Chakra. If you're facing the sun, let's not look at the sun directly. I would say point your eyeballs to your Agnya Chakra or between the eyebrows, and then look at the sun through the Agnya Chakra. And that's where you draw the energy from the sun right here. Now, I'm not talking about any kind of physiology here. This is all happening at the psychic level. All right. So you feel that stretch in your quads, in your hamstrings, and make sure your shin is perpendicular. And this is where we are taming the horse, which is the wild horse, the mind. And we are bringing discipline into that mind. And nothing, it is not like the mind is disciplining itself, but it is only happening through the observation. And put your right foot back, let the heels touch. Let the toes be together, heels be together, ankles together, and look between your hands over the front edge of the mat. The attention is still at the Agnya Chakra right here, but it is slowly, slowly shifting towards your Manipur Chakra. So now we are coming to the closer to the ground while the sun is moving towards to its epitome of the day. It's at the peak, at the zenith. And we're going to go into complete surrendering position. So when the sun is on top of your head, you completely surrender and not face it. You surrender in the Shashankasana. Completely surrender. Put your forehead to the ground and surrender to that sun out there, which is right on your back. Up in the sky. And your attention is near Manipur Chakra right here. And come up, breathe in and come up. And then let's go to Suryanamaskar. So put your chin down first, your chest, and 8 parts of your body are touching the ground. Now this is a very important position again. We are at the lowest of our Suryanamaskar, the lowest as we can be. We are in the surrendering moment with the sun shining straight above. And 8 parts of your body. So there are certain marma bindus that are getting pressed in this Ashtavakrasana, as I call it. 8 parts of your body are touching, but 8 parts of your body are crooked. And in this position, those marma bindus are getting pressed. You are surrendering and breathing normally. Right here. And let's come up. Breathe in. And this is the awakening position. It's called the Sarpasana. So as the sun is moving away from the zenith, you're waking up again. And you look up. Make sure your shoulders don't collapse. Make sure your knees are not touching the mat. This is really not a Bhujangasana. So, okay. And then we rise again. As the sun is moving, we are starting to rise into the Parvatasana, Sumeruvasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And from up dog, we are going into down dog. And see if you can touch your heels to the mat. And I welcome you to walk if you wanted to kind of get some little bit of more stretch into your calf muscles. And calf muscle is another important heart out there at the bottom for the lymphatic systems. So stretch that, pump it. As you pump that, we are focusing our energies back onto the Vishuddhi chakra. We are making a backward journey. So we are coming from Swadhisthana to Manipur back to the Vishuddhi. And look at your own navel right here. Get this nice chin lock. And when we put the chin lock, the Vishuddhi chakra becomes active and it helps the thyroids. We are still in the inversion position, partial inversion. And the longer you stay here, the better. The inversions are very, very helpful. And it's good for your heart. And it strengthens your shoulders. It's a nice stretch in your calf muscles. And push with your hand and rise on your toes. Rise on your toes and push with your hands. And after a point you cannot push anymore, put your heels down again. And you will notice you come closer to the mat. And then relax, breathe out, and go back to Shashankasana. Breathe in and come up and put your left foot between the hands. Again, we are back to Ashwasanchalan. Your attention is back to Agnya Chakra, the third eye, the psychic center that's called the command center. This one chakra commands all the other chakras down there. So let's bring our attention to the Agnya Chakra right here. And the color of this chakra is indigo. And look with all the objectivity there is. Be objective like the camera that looks without registering anything. And we are constantly recorders. We are recorders basically. We are constantly recording in our minds. Every incident, good or bad, gets recorded. There is no pause button, there is no stop button. And we just keep on regurgitating all those incidents in our lives that happened 20, 30, 40 years ago. And we just keep on chewing the cud on them. So when you are in complete attention, Krishnamurti says that, it does not leave traces in your memory. And there are incidents, there are moments in our life when we want to do, or we experience that particular moment when you don't really remember what happened. And something happens, you see a beautiful sunset, we get never tired of watching a sunset. Watching the sunset is a really good example because you're completely consumed by that event with complete attention. The mind goes blank and it doesn't leave any traces in your memory. And we keep on getting attracted to watching the sunsets and sunrise and bend backward and exhale and come back to the samastiti. So, such is the thing about attention, it's a complete open ended observation. Om Hrim Ravaye Namaha. Slide your palms down and go out and bend backward and forward. As you bend, let the gravity take over. Let your body just surrender to the gravity right here. Take that doership out of the doing of any yoga. Let that doer be out of there. Park the doer at the outside of your doorstep. All right. The doer is nothing but the karta, the karta bhav, the ego, and whatever you may want to call it. And let's take the right foot back and look straight ahead. Just look. Let's not label anything here. Labeling basically draws boundaries around the objects. And those boundaries we draw around ourselves as well. We call it the ego. I draw that boundary and call myself a me. And somebody else calls himself whatever name given. These are all psychological boundaries. So all these labels have really no meaning in operating in life maybe, but in spirituality, in yoga, really doesn't have any meaning. No meaning that you can cash on. If you take your name to the bank and try to cash it, nothing's going to come. All right, so let's put the knees down and then come to Shashankasana. Breathe in and come to Suryanamaskar. And breathe in and come to Sarpasana. And breathe in and come to Adho Mukha Svanasana, breathe out. So when you go into the end of the position, breathe out there. Okay. So breathe out and then breathe in as you move through the space. And then as you settle into the position, you breathe out. Breathe in and put your right foot up and come to Ashwasanchalan again. And just look without any labels. Let there be no thoughts in the mind. There is nothing to be done, but when you are in complete attention, the thought process ceases to process anything. Put your left foot up and very nice. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of speeding up here. So we'll do 2 asanas with very high speed. So stay with me as much as you can, or beat me, whatever works, it doesn't matter. But when you're spinning that circle at a very high speed, do not forget that center in this. So whether you do it slow or fast, it doesn't really matter. But sometimes you have to activate the body, to get going with the life in the morning ahead of us. So speed is important for activating your the Pingala Nadi. Pingala is the right side of your body, but the left side of the brain. So this is, when I divide the body, the right side is complete Pingala, but in the brain it shifts, okay? That's why we mix the channels, so that we activate other parts of the brain, the right brain. And then the Ida, when you practice Suryanamaskar very slowly, it is more focused on Ida, but it also balances the Ida and Pingala. So I always recommend that you do both. So let's get with the speed now. Om Rum Suryaya Namaha. Hands down, hands up. Training, Chatvari, Panch, Shata, Sapta, Ashta, Nava, Dasha, Ekadasha, and Dwadasha. Okay, so let's do the last one. Om Hraim Bhanave Namaha. 1, 2, 3, Chatvari, Pancha, Shata, Sapta, Ashta, Nava, and Dasha, Ekadasha, and Dwadasha. Very good. Okay, so I think we've stimulated the body enough. And you'll probably feel that the sweat is breaking on your forehead. That is a great indication that your body is ready for other postures and you're not going to hurt yourself, because all the muscles are now stretched and warmed up and we're good to go. Okay. So let's do. Okay. I'm going to pull this a little bit on the side. I know I'm still going to do some supine exercises, but before that, I wanted to show you the exercise that I promised with the chair. It's a simple twisting. So get your chair if you have any. And what you do is you tilt your chair like this, okay? And then you put your feet through it, like you wear your pants, like this. Shift it up and sit down. Wonderful. So if you don't have the chair, you can get any other stable chair that you might have. But in my world, this is the most stable chair for doing asanas. Okay, so now I'm going to grab, and twisting, especially twisting, okay? You have to have a warmed up body. Believe me, your back should be completely warmed up. You should be breaking some sweat and That's when you should do any twisting. Now with your legs, I'm going to push them sideways. Make sure your feet are flat on the ground, and then grab this side like this. And with your hand, grab the seat just behind you and then twist. So twisting, I would say you should always do only when you're fully warmed up. I would never recommend doing twistings without that, because you can easily hurt yourself by pulling muscle, or even, in the extreme cases, the discs between your vertebrae can be affected. So your muscles have to be fully warmed up, ready to receive these kind of twists. If they resist and you keep on pushing, now we're going to stay in this position for some time. Keep your back entirely straight. Your Merudanda should be completely perpendicular to the seat of the chair. And we twist. Now we'll hold this position for some time. And as you hold, you'll realize different parts of the body start raising their heads up. Different muscles will be affected and which typically don't, and they'll start complaining. Your mind will start saying, I don't want to be in this position. Get me out of here. And that is the test. When you sit in the still center and just observe the mind, and when you don't give any energy to the mind, it backs off. Let's not fight the mind, just observe it. Because if you fight with it, who is going to fight with it? Think about this for a second. There is no entity that is going to fight other than the mind. So the mind starts fighting itself, and nobody will ever win. So observation becomes the Ramban Upaya, as they call it in Marathi. That means it's the ultimate tool. All right? Like the arrow of the Rama that killed the devils out there. So to kill that devil of the mind that is constantly complaining, observation becomes the Ramban, becomes the tool. And you just keep on observing from the still center. And surrender in this moment and loosen up. And then we always have to we are in the dualities. So we twisted on the Ida side, but we actually twisted the Pingala, the left side of the body. So now we're going to twist the Ida side, okay? So let's grab this, grab the seat of the chair, and then twist. And if you want to sit down in actual Machindrasan or Ardha Machindrasan or Vakrasan and do the twisting, you're welcome to do that. And keep on twisting. Just observe the body, see how it is twisting. And at some point it will stop. And that's when you have to observe. That's when you just observe from within with a still mind, tranquil mind, equanimity, equipoise of the mind. And the mind will come to its own little tranquility at some point. If you want to close your eyes, that's okay too. There is nothing harm. There's no balancing here. So in that closing of the eyes, you may be able to find that center. And mind you, that center is nothing but the Sakshi Bhav, the Drashta Bhav. And through that Drashta, Drashta is like that Natya Deep that we discussed a few weeks ago. It is on the stage, but it is not part of the stage. It is casting a light on the stage, but it is not taking any action or taking part in the action. It is just observing from within. And let's stay still right here. Okay, very good. Okay, so this is the chair twisting of the second kind that I showed The first kind was very simple. You basically get out of the chair, sit sideways. I'm just repeating a little bit, and then you just twist like this. Keep your back straight and use the chair to push and pull at the same time with both the hands. Okay, and you do the opposite side again. So having said that, I think the chair thing, I'm going to put it aside for today. Let's get into some supine positions. So we are going to lie down, and there is no exertion except for a little bit of cycling. So I think you may want to watch that a little bit. And I'm going to teach you a different kind of cycling today, which is typically we just cycle like this in circles. But today we are going to cycle in triangles. Okay, so let's do this. Let me put the mat this way so you guys can see me. All right, very good. So lie down on your back. Very good. And also grab a belt, okay, which we will need eventually. So grab the belt while you're here. All right, sit in Dandasana. So your back is straight, your legs are straight, you're at 90 degrees. This is like this Samakonasana, but in a sitting position. All right. And then lie down. And so normally what we do is we get up like this, we put the elbows, and we just do the cycling like this, right? Okay, so in this case now, or we do cycling like this. Now, instead of doing that, it is going to be a little bit of more stretch. We are getting into Pavanamuktasana series slowly. So what you're doing is you're raising your leg up, get a good 90 degree, don't bend your knee, then fold your leg and then go down. Put it up, fold your leg and go down. Put it up, fold your leg and go down. Let's do it 5 times. So we did it 3, 4, and 5. And we'll reverse it now. So come back, open up, and put it down. Fold it, open it up, and put it down. Fold it, open it up, and put it down. Fold it, open it up, and put it down. Okay, let's do the left side. Lift it up, get a nice 90 degrees. Make sure your right leg is still on the ground, firmly grounded, and get that 90 degree position. Put it and slide it. Put it up, fold it, slide it. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, the most difficult thing is, can we do both the legs at the same time? That's where the challenge happens. Okay. So we'll try as much as we can. Keep the goal in mind. As long as you have the goal in mind, someday we will get there. And I don't even know whether I'm there or not, but let's see if we can do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and see, this is very difficult. You cannot do both the legs at the same time. So see if you can do as much as you can. Okay, very good, and relax. Relax in Shavasana kind of position. We're not doing Shavasana right now. And relax. Take a deep breath. And blow through the center of your lips. That will relax your heart instantly. Okay, now let's put the right leg up again and see if you can draw circles on the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's go the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Put it down. Get the left leg up. Draw circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Put it down and relax. Take a few normal breaths. Okay, now we're going to do with both the legs. Do whatever you can. Let's not hurt yourself. And I'm doing the same thing here. We're all in this together. I really don't believe any of that authority or leadership. So we are practicing it together. All right. So put your hands by the side. Lift your legs up. Both the legs. Get a nice 90 degrees. So now you're in Dandasana, but in supine position. And then see if you can do full circles like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Let's go the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And gently fold your legs and put it down, and then slide it. Don't hurt yourself, your low back, while putting the legs down, because that's what happens. So always fold your legs so you remove all that tension in your low back and relax. Okay. So I think, all right, so it's almost 8 o'clock. We're going to do a Pawan Muktasan. So how do you do Pawan Muktasan? It's a 6-step exercise, okay? So I will say the steps and then you can do it with me or you can follow later. So first of all, we'll start with the left side. Raise your leg up, get that 90 degrees that we were wanting. Keep your right leg down and then fold it. And then grab your knee or your shin and pull towards yourself. Pull, pull, pull. As much as you can. And then raise your head and see if you can touch your nose. If you want to touch your forehead or chin, whichever you feel comfortable with. So, and then hold it there for 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and then put the leg back up and then gently put it down. Okay, so now in the next one, on the right side, I'm going to show you what 6 steps we're talking about. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Sorry, I missed one. Okay, I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, let's do the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. And relax. And then we're going to do the Merudandasana. It's very easy, but it really stretches your Merudanda really nicely. So put your hands by the side and lift your head up and get your hands parallel to the ground. So you don't want to be here. You want to be as low as possible so that all of that back is out there, firmly on the ground. And then you're just doing that. This is Merudandasana. It's very good for your abdomen, and then relax. Very good for your Merudanda, and relax. And then we're going to do Hridaya Stambhanasana. This is very good for people with any kind of heart ailments or ailments. And it prevents heart diseases and all of that. So watch me first, or you can do it. It's very easy. Put your left leg up and put your right hand up at the same time. And hold it. And put it down. Right leg up and left hand up. And very good. And then we'll lift both the legs. And put it down. Very good. And relax. These are all very, very simple poses, nothing too complicated. But they come with tremendous benefits at the physiological level. Okay. Now, we're going to stretch. So, put your belt onto your right leg. And instead of grabbing your hand like this, grab it from underneath. Okay? And then take the belt and twist it over so you get a nice grip on that. Now, if you want to hold your toe, that's also fine. But those who cannot, they can put the left leg down. And this is almost at 90 degrees or a little bit beyond, I think. So, and I'm going to start pulling it downward while not affecting the left leg at all. And then rest your elbow down first. And then hold it there. And your left hand is on the other side. And feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Feel. Develops a lot of heat. Make sure your sit bones are on the ground. Make sure you're not tilting on the right side. And hold it. And see if the leg wants to go down a little bit. So loosen up your hand a little bit and see if the leg wants to start dropping through the gravity. Very good. And you can stay here as long as you want. It's not going to hurt you. It's only going to help you with the hamstrings. And believe me, when after doing this, when you start walking, that walking becomes gliding. You will glide through the space. Okay, and then put it back up and disengage the belt and then put the right foot down. Do the same thing on the left side. Put the belt over the arch of your foot And instead of grabbing it this way, grab it from inside like this. So what I'm trying to tell you is the hand always tends to be moving inward, while the feet tends to be moving outward. So we are trying to do this postural correction right here. So grab it from inside like this, and then entwine the belt. So make sure your fist is facing up, and then you go up, go down like this. And see if you can rest your elbow down first. And again, you don't need any special belt for this. So any belt, even your waist belt is okay. Just buckle it up and you can use it. All right, so you can hold it here. And make sure this part of the hips are firmly grounded, all right, as much as possible, because the leg is going to start tilting you the other side. Now put your hand on this side and make sure your shoulder blades are firmly on the ground. And observe. Observe what the mind is doing. Okay? Observe it. The mind is racing up and down. It doesn't like it. It's a complete in aversion mode. It is fully complaining from inside. The body is screaming at the top of its voice. And you just don't give a damn about it because you are at the center. Remember, whatever happens on the stage, good or bad, that light doesn't even flicker for a second. And we all have that unflickering, unadulterated, very pure presence within us. And that presence of that drashta, this Naham bhojanam, na bhojyam, na bhokta. That's what Shankaracharya says in Nirvana Shataka. Neither I am the object of the experience, neither I am the experiencer, neither I am the experience itself. I am just the drashta. Chidananda Sarupam. Okay, there you go. Put your foot back up and disengage the belt and relax for a minute. Very nice. And then turn to your side. And let's come to a seating position. And I think we should do some pranayama and meditation. Okay? I think that's good for today. It's almost 8:10, so we've got 20 minutes. All right. So sit on your block, keep your back straight, put your left heel at the perineum, and put your right foot on your left thigh, as deep as you can, right at the beginning of this joint. All right, and sit erect. Okay, so last time we did the Anulom Vilom Pranayam, if you remember. We're going to review that a little bit. But before you do anything, we got to balance the nadis out. Okay, so we tried to do it physiologically. Now we're going to use our pneumatic tool, the lungs, to balance the nadis. So the Ida and the Pingala, they need to be balanced. Okay, so let's do that. So we'll do Kapalbhati first on the left side, then on the right side, then both the nostrils. And we'll do Anulom Vilom breathing, left side, right side, which is called basically the Nadi Shodhan. So let's start with the left side. With this thumb, close your right nostril And start the Kapalabhati. We'll do 108 strokes. And on the left side, you can sit either palm facing the sky or in Chin Mudra and exhale completely. Your lungs should be completely empty. And breathe in half the lungs and begin. Blow out the air. Bahya Kumbhak. And take a deep breath. And gently release with Ujjayi. Take a normal breath. So remember to put the Mula Bandha when you're doing any pranayam. Okay, always the Mula Bandha is there. And when you sit in Ardha Padmasana and the perineum is being pressed by the heel, you're more or less doing it automatically. And those who are sitting in Padmasana, the Mula Bandha automatically happens, so you don't have to worry about it. But I'm just letting you know that that should be our, at the physiological level, that should be our posture. Let's close the left now. Breathe out completely. Keep your back straight. And now we are activating the right side of your body, the right Pingala Nadi. Okay, so Pingala is getting activated. And it is going to activate the left brain. Okay, breathe out completely. Breathe in half the lungs and begin. Exhale fully. Take a deep breath. And very gently exhale through Jai. So now if you put your hand here or finger, you will feel that both the nostrils are equally exhaling, equally inhaling. And the technique that I showed you last time, you can just take your glasses and put them down here and see if they fog. If they fog equally, that means your nadis are balanced. Okay, so, yep, it's perfect. Okay, so we're going to skip the both nostril breathing and we're going to get into the Anulom Vilom. So we'll do alternate nostril breathing now. Okay, we're not going to do the last time that I showed you, you put that and then you put that and then you put that. So we're going to get into Vishnu Mudra. Vishnu Mudra is your first two fingers, your index and the middle finger folds, your ring finger and pinky stays out, and your thumb. So that's the Vishnu Mudra. So now you're going to use the ring finger and the thumb to alternate the nostrils like this. Okay? So just close the right, breathe in from the left, breathe out from the right. Right in, left out. Left in, right out. Right in, left out. So we did 2 rounds so far. So when you breathe in from left, right goes out, right goes in, left goes out. That's 1 round. Okay. So we just breathed out from the left. Now we're going to breathe in. Right out. Right in. Left out. That should do the mixing of the channels. So we are taking the Ida and Pingla and mixing it. And when they mix, they come to a complete balance. When that balance is achieved, it gives rise to the Sushumna, which is the nadi that basically allows the Kundalini energy to rise through. Okay, so these are all, again, these are all, they're not physiologically, uh, discoverable. All right, you can't operate somebody and say, where is the Sushumna nadi? No, you cannot do that. But these are all meridians of energy. So all this energy basically is coming from this, from whatever we eat, whatever we breathe, whatever we absorb, the psychic energy from the Agnya Chakra. When you look at the sun, the Suryanamaskar, all of that, they are all pranic generators. All that prana that we are generating gets distributed from the Agnya Chakra down the stream into all these other Vishuddhi, Anahat, Manipur, Swadhisthana, and the Muladhara. That's where all this energy comes and stores and basically spins. When they're spinning, they dissipate the energy all over the body. So you have the apana, the prana or udyana, and then the saman. Okay, so all these pranic vayus are basically getting generated by all this that we're doing. All right. So now we're going to do the Anulom Vilom Pranayam. Okay, so that's what we are going towards. So now you close your right, breathe out through the left completely. Exhale fully. Breathe in through the left. Put a nice chin lock. Release your belly. Release the chin lock, close the left, release to the right. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Chin lock. Release your Uddiyana. Release the chin lock. Close your right. And gently exhale through Jai, okay? Very nice. Take a normal breath. And then exhale fully from the left. Breathe in fully from the left. Chin lock. Close the left. So that was Anulom Vilom. Okay. Now we are in a perfect state to meditate. So what we did today, we warmed up. We did the Suryanamaskar. We got the body in an excited state. We stimulated the body. We broke sweat. We were ready to do twistings and other asanas, right? We did the supine twistings and supine compressions. And then we got into pranayama. Then we balanced the nadis. Once we are balanced, we are ready to do the pranayama. Once you're completely done with the pranayama, then you're ready for meditation. Okay? So let's do about 10 minutes of meditation right here, or maybe 6 minutes, whatever we have. So close your chin, the index finger and the thumb, form a nice circle right here, and then put them on your knees. Keep the back straight, get your glasses off. And bring your attention to your breath now, the balanced breath. Focus all your energies. Uttar Otasya Madhya Pradeshe. So this area where the air is touching as it goes in and out, that's what we are focusing on right here. This is the nukta in Sanskrit or Hindi, they call it. This nukta, there's a marma bindu right here. There's a marma bindu right here. So you're focusing all your energies right there as the breath goes in, breath comes out. Okay? And stay. The mind is like that wild horse. It's like that wild elephant with all the potentiality. The horse has all that horsepower. That's the potentiality of the mind. That's the potentiality of the horse. But if we cannot tame that, we cannot discipline it, all that potentiality has really no meaning. So very patiently we have to work. And how are we working? just by observation. You observe the mind, and when we're observing, what it does, it takes away that impetus, takes away that energy that we're feeding the mind. And when we do not feed the energy, how we feed the energy? By giving attention to the mind. We give kids energy by giving them attention. And the mind is like that, those kids which are wild, they're untamed, they're not disciplined, they're constantly asking for sugar, constantly want to dance around, beat around, run around, all that energy. There's so much if we just channelize all that horsepower, all that elephant power to pick up the things, help us, help the community, help the mankind. So this is how patiently we're going to observe. Let's not give that energy away. That energy should implode inside. So observe. Observe the breath is going in. And look, how patiently the doorkeeper sits by the door. That's how much patience we need to have. Just sit as a doorkeeper. Just sit there and just observe. Cool air is going in, and the warm breath is coming out. The cool air is going in. Just observe all that. Enjoy the breeze for a moment. And we're not controlling the breath now. We're done controlling it. Just leave it as natural as it can be. And just observe this Padmasana in which we all are sitting. Think about if we are going to sit at the center of that circle, the eye of the storm. It's complete peace at the eye of the storm. Nothing moves there. And sit in Padmasana at that center. And just observe that you put the mind to work. What is the work? Just to observe. What is it observing? The breath going in and out. That's it. This is a very, very simple, very effective meditation technique. And you will find that the doorkeeper just keeps on running around. And the moment you realize it has run around, it will come back. That moment of realization is the moment of it coming back to where it needs to be. There is nothing to be done here again. Realization is not action. Observation is not action. It's complete inaction. So just observe. Breath is going in and breath is going out. And once you sit there for a while, you'll start feeling that there is some, to very microscopic level, there are some tickling sensations on that part of the body. And observe those sensations. Do nothing. Just observe. So this was just a glimpse of the meditation. I highly recommend you guys do that in the night or early in the morning during Brahma Muhurta. Brahma Muhurta is typically about hour and a half before the sunrise. And in the night time, before going to bed, this is where the mind finds tremendous amount of rest. The mind otherwise doesn't get rest. If we sleep, we are observing, we are watching the dreams, and we get sucked into the dreams. And the mind doesn't find any rest in that. We're already tired by the time we get up in the morning. So when we maintain this equanimity through observation right here, mind is getting its complete rest. Join your palm to the heart center, your palms to the heart center. We'll remember Patanjali today. Say 3 Omkaras. Breathe in. Focus on that hum that happens behind the actual vibrations that are happening at the vocal cords. But behind there is a continuous baseline hum. That hum is very important. Take a deep breath through Jai. Let's bow our heads down a little bit in gratitude to Sage Patanjali. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaityakena yopakarutam pravaram munina patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shankha chakra sidharinam सहस्रार शीर्षं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् हरि ओम. Keep your eyes closed. Rub your palms. And look deep inside the Chidakash. You may feel that the first time we did it in the morning, before we started the practice, and after the practice, there is a vast difference in the temperature of the Chidakash. It seems it is full of potentiality, it's full of energy. That potential energy, the pranic energy that we generated, we're all putting it all back into the system. Yeah, put your hands on the Sahasrar. at the back of your neck, rub it all over your body, put that energy back into the system. Okay, with that, we're going to end today's session. Thank you all for taking the time, and happy Father's Day tomorrow. And we'll see you next Sunday. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, is there a class tomorrow?
There is no class tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, tomorrow is the International Day of Yoga, so we'll be all busy with that, and it starts at 8:30. So that's why I'm teaching today, and Sushilji couldn't because he's preparing for the International Day of Yoga. Plus, it's Father's Day. Let's take a break. You can practice.
Is it happening anywhere, or it's in the Zoom?
It's all through Zoom. Yeah, nothing physically anywhere.
Okay. Do you have the link, separate link, or like the same link we are following?
So I think they have posted that link, or maybe posting it on the Yoga for Sewa website, or rather the group on WhatsApp. So I would say keep checking there, and if not, if you don't have it, let me know and I'll post it. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I'm not in that WhatsApp group.
Okay, who is this, please?
This is Prakash here.
Prakash. Okay, Prakash, do you have my number? If you want to text me, and I'll add you to that group.
Mm.
Do you have my number?
No, Ji, I don't have.
Okay, so my number is 602-750-5816.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
602
750
750
5816.
5816. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, just text me on WhatsApp and I'll add you there.
Okay,
Thank you so much. Bye. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, bye-bye.
Swamiji.
Bye-bye.